All right, so in this lecture, we're going to be talking about secondary light sources. Now, secondary light source, or sometimes called rim light if it comes from the right direction, is something that can really help add a lot of dimension and depth to your painting by helping to define the form a little bit more. So what it means is that normally we have our primary light source, we have some ambient lighting, but sometimes there might be another light source in the scene that is coming from a different angle in order to help define some of the forms of our object a little bit more. So we're just going to jump in. I'm going to show you how to go about painting this and what I mean by a secondary light source. So to do this, we're going to use a lighter tealish blue color. I have a new layer created. This is just going to be on a normal layer. And I have my shape masked out so that we're not going outside of the lines or anything. And you can download this resource and follow along and have all the layers ready to go as well. So I'm imagining the light source is going to be coming from the top right, sort of. So what that means is that these are all going to get lit up. Let's go ahead and desaturate that a little more. We're going to get lighting on the back of all of this stuff over here. So this ear, for example. Oh, and you know what? Let's make sure we're normal. That's why. There we go. Okay, and we're just going to start painting in this lighting. So you can see that this is by far not the dominant light source. It's very subtle. It's only a few selected places, and I'm also, let's get our eraser tool here. We're going to just erase out a few places because I'm imagining it's going to be sort of behind the fin for purposes that were used for a later lecture. So all right, then these spines here. Coming all the way down there. These little fins. Okay. Kind of fades out as it comes down the ear there. Okay, we have the top of this eyelid, which let's make it a little bit finer. Top of the head. Actually, you know what? I don't think it would get the top of the head there. Oh, maybe, yeah. Let's just paint it in just a little bit. And then down the back. We get this eyelid here. All right, and then just a hint on this arm. Okay. Excellent. And then let's come down here. We'll say there's a little bit coming, peeking through this sort of gap there. And then we'll get some down here on his calf. Okay, and then let's do just a bit underneath the chin here. There you go. I think we can call that good. If we've turned that on and off, you can see the difference. Really adds a lot. Something to keep in mind, you do want to treat this, it's not just outlining the shape with a new color or new light. You want to think about the direction the light's coming from and what things would and wouldn't be in shadow. You can have more than one light source, you can have as many as you want, but the more you have, the more complicated it's going to get. And it can also start to make the form disappear instead of help define it, because there's no shadows and everything is just lit up. So keep that in mind as well. But that's pretty much it for this lecture. Try experimenting, use this one, and you can follow along and do exactly what I did, or you can try painting it from a different angle if you want, and experiment a little bit. Try different ways to sort of add this secondary light source into your scene and see what works for you. But that is it for this lecture, and I will see you guys in the next one.